Do you know that fake life can give you your dream lifestyle? Now, before you cut my head, here is it. Hear me out. A lot of what people call fake life, as far as I'm concerned, is striving for greatness as long as you are not living above your means. Now, a lot of what people call fake life is when somebody looks good, even though the person doesn't have money. Person is trying to brand himself to be addressed in the way the person sees or visualizes himself. It is all about perception. Many of the people that we see and think that they are living fake lives are actually people who understand perception, understand that perception is everything. For you to improve your life or for you to sell, you have to change the perception of the public towards you. They've understood these things. The reason why a lot of people are still living life of mediocrity, a lot of people are still suffering, a lot of people are still poor, a lot of people are still broke, is because they've not understood perception. They've not understood that in getting to the top, you have to build the perception of yourself that you want people to have. If someone can't perceive you to be somebody who can handle 100 million naira, the person would not hand over 100 million naira to you to buy something. Let's bring it to real estate. You want to sell a property of 200 million, and your potential buyers, your prospects, can't see you as somebody that they will buy a property of 200 million naira from. Even an angel will not be able to help you to sell that property. Perception is very important. I have this story. I have this story of a mentor, a coach who his wife runs a big company in Nigeria, and as far back as 2010, he always tells us this story. As far back as 2010, they wanted to raise some money through investors, and then they had this investor that um, a foreign investor who wanted to invest in them. So they had a meeting, set up a meeting, and the meeting started. And something happened. Right, it was time to order. So it was like one of the best restaurants in that axis, and it was time to order food. Well, since as at that time they were still coming up, so they didn't know a lot of stuff to order in the restaurant, and in order not to embarrass themselves, they decided to order the simple stuff. So they decided that okay, if they order tea may be, there are different types of tea, different flavors and all of that. So now, and if they ask them, they may not know the different types of tea. So they went for the simple one, and they said they would take coffee. So they thought in their mind, they like, coffee is all this 3-in-1 coffee now. I don't call any brand name. You get the point. All this 3-in-1 stuff. So how he put it, he said the waiter from hell came to attend to them. And you'll find out why he called the waiter from hell. Why I said the waiter is from hell. Now, he said he will have coffee. Unknown to him, there are different types of coffee. The waiter asked him what type of coffee. And he said his father taught him something, that if somebody asks you something and you don't know, and you don't want the person to know that you don't know, ask the person what the person will have. And then, so that it will not be like as if you didn't know it. It just be like as if you just forgot. So once the person mentions stuff, the first thing the person mentions, just go with that one. So it will be like the person only just reminded you of what you already knew. So the waiter mentioned she would have latte. Okay. So the man ordered latte, you know. So she now asked the wife. Now this is why he said this waiter is from hell. She asked the wife what the waiter asked the wife what the wife will have. The wife, as a sharp babe, said, I'll have what my husband is having. Obviously, that should be easy. But now this is why he said the waiter is from hell. The waiter said latte is not good for women. Oh gosh. How he describes it is, you know that scripture that says there was great silence in heaven and on earth. The silence was so deafening. That's how bad it was. And well, she ended up ordering gave an option for her to order, and then she ordered. They took it. The whole situation was so awkward. Do you know the funny thing? He said he and his wife have gone, they've taken latte maybe hundreds of times after that. Until now, they still don't understand why that waiter said latte is not good for women, because it has not affected his wife so far. Now, at the end of that meeting, everybody went their way. Till today, that deal didn't materialize. And why is that? He said nobody wants to be your breakthrough. Nobody wants to be the one that will bring you from the miry clay. Nobody wants to be the one that you use their money to test whether you know business or whether you know how to handle business. Because in their minds, you'll be like, in 2010, 40 million was huge money. In their mind, they'll be like, I cannot hand over, how will I hand over 40 million to somebody who does not know the different types of coffee? This is the same thing. As funny as it may sound, I've sealed deals where there are other people that probably had better shot than I did. But because of my body, and that's why I say this is a bad example. Why? Because please, you need to live healthy. Don't worry. This all of this you are seeing go down. So you need to live healthy. But it goes to tell you that perception is sales. Perception is everything in sales. If somebody sees you as a billionaire handing over 500 million to you to buy property or to invest, will not be a difficult decision, because they'll be like, it will be easy. But imagine you, who your trouser looks like a runner's trouser. They look like immediately if they hand over 10 million, you run away with their money. Or if they hand over 500,000 naira to you, you stop picking their call. They will not hand over money to you. So you want to be a top salesperson. And see, the thing people don't know is that you can change your life through sales. Are you in the corporate world? Maybe you are an employee, you are a 9 to 5 person, you want to get to the top. You need to be able to sell yourself. You're a pastor, you need to be able to sell yourself. You're a business person, you need to be able to sell yourself. Perception is everything. It is because of perception Elon Musk can negotiate a deal of $1 trillion and nobody will wag their tongue, because he has the perception of people towards him is this is not a big deal. This is Elon Musk. It's not a big deal. But what is people's perception of you? If you are struggling to make sales today, do you know that if you build a different perception of yourself, you will change your life forever? People may call it fake it till you make it. People may call it fake life. But as long as you are not living beyond or above your means, that thing that people call it fake life, keep doing it. Before long, you see the results. It will change your life forever. I know some people who are top influencers hanging up with some of the biggest celebrities today. I know one guy in Lagos, a promoter. See, the guy was faking it till you make it. Before you know it, the guy is best friend with some of the biggest celebrities today. Some of biggest artists is moving with them. On his birthday, they celebrate him. In fact, I recently dated a top celebrity, top female celebrity. You know, it started from changing people's perception about him. Look, look for what you need to do to ethically and legally change people's perception about you. You want to sell, you want to close deals of millions of dollars, then start building your value. Look, to change people's perception, you need to build your value. Once you keep building your value, and keep stacking value, you will see that people's perception about you will change. That's why you see people that you have one uncle like that, and whenever you are meeting your uncle, the uncle feels like you come to meet him to beg. Just after some time, just stay away from that uncle. Build yourself. Look for a way to even get people around your uncle, people who your uncle respects, and start giving value. Sometimes you may have to give value for free. Build your value and give it out for free. Before you know it, you are building the notoriety, stacking the numbers. And before you know it, people's perception of you starts to change. I can mention a lot of people whose original brand or people's public perception about them was negative or terrible. And they've changed that today. And today they are doing so well for themselves. So the difference you need in your life right now, if you want to become a top sales machine, a top salesperson, is to change the public or your audience perception about you. Do this and you change your life forever. Let's go.